Welcome back to HitPoint, a JRPG news show, an anime news show, a niche news show, a show where Baku and I will be talking about anything and everything that catches our interest and or ire. We broadcast live every single Monday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be previewing trailers, talking about rumors, catching up with the chat that happened over the last week or so, and we'll be responding to super chats at the end of the show. Am I on a roll? I feel like this is the second week in a row where I just nailed it.
It only took like 2 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't let anybody tell you that I ever don't get good at something after like 2 years of doing stuff. Okay, this makes my accomplishments sound kind of diminished, and that hurts a little bit. But, I appreciate you keeping it real with me, Baku.
Yeah. Always a pleasure. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing all right. It is a nice, balmy, like 77 degrees here in the middle of winter in Kansas. And I'm just like, what in the heck is going on out there, man? I mean, I know what's going on out there. We've known for a while what's going on out there, but it's frustrating nonetheless.
It absolutely is. Boy. And it's 70-some degrees here too, which is insane. But
yeah, this is fine. It'll just, be a crazy 120-degree summer again. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine.
No big deal.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. But you know what else is fine? We've got a lot of really awesome stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Dark Bowser is rising. We got some Final Fantasy VII stuff on the way to talk about, but before we talk about any of that, we got some serious comments, some serious discussions to get through today.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with this comments from the previous podcast from Remaster 2. Seriously, stop it with the Derek shaming. As a footnote, I finished every East game released in the West.
That's incredible, man.
Isn't that kind of shaming him? Is that a backhanded shaming? Just like, yeah, stop with the shaming. Although I have finished every East game released in the West. Yeah.
Maybe,
also, never stop shaming Derek.
Or maybe it's no. Stop shaming Derek. Come on. It's who needs to shame Derek? Nobody.
Yeah.
Just
nobody.
I trust me, guys. I got this. I got this on lockdown.
I've only finished every East game released in the West. Huh.
Well,
no
I don't take it that way. I think that I feel like that's them saying, "Hey, stop shaming Derek. Sure, because he might not have played every East game, but and I have played all of them. So it's like, so I have the right to say, don't shame Derek over this, because like I'm a real fan. That's how I take it.
No,
because it's charitable to me.
I don't respect the gatekeeping in shaming Derek. So please continue to shame Derek into playing more East games. Thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, it'll happen with or without the shame. I guess the shame is just a bonus at a certain point, right? Next up from Anime Pendragon, someone says, no hating on Derek. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, they also go on to say, but I'm missing the OG hair, man. What's up with the new do? Well, tell you what.
Did you just take a knife out? Oh, you took a comb. I was like, did you just take a switch knife?
10 years of the same do. Over 10 years of the same do will drive a man crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm feeling the follicles lately. I just wanted to see what I can do, with the do, because I made, I don't want to call it a mistake of like tying the SuperDerek brand to the coif, but, but after 10 years, and I had already had it for like 5 years prior to that of like the same do, I'm just like, I still like the faux hawk, but, I want to grow it out a little bit. I want to play around. I want to look like, I want to do an Olivier cosplay without a wig. That'd be pretty awesome.
I mean, is this your midlife crisis?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Probably over halfway, if we're being honest.
All right.
But you're older than me, Baku, so you know.
It's true. It's true. Oh my God. You know what they say about not casting stone in a glass house? Yeah.
Right?
Yikes. All right. We got a last comment from Mr. Valgard, who said, "Who owns HD2D now? It would be stupid move if Square Enix lets this iconic engine and must lease it from Kadokawa now." That is like excellent question. I didn't think about that, and I
Hmm.
actually don't know who actually owns. So no one owns the art style. We've seen people do HD2D,
Sure.
like like what is that? Wandering Swords? Like that's a prime example. That's like
Sure.
some
Wandering
studio from
Sword,
China. Yeah, yeah, Wandering Swords.
Acadian Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
There are several who have done
Yeah,
some really awesome work. Did
yeah.
who did Triangle Strategy? Was that
Acquire.
also Acquire?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah. So so no one owns the art style. Let's get that out the way. But
Sure.
someone owns the like work process,
Sure.
not in the same way as like you can absolutely own a work process, by the way, like when you acquire a company.
Yeah.
Part of what you're acquiring is the knowledge and know-how in how to produce a thing, right?
Yeah.
So that process is, it could be proprietary in a way, right?
Hmm.
But it's not like trademarked, if that makes sense.
That said,
So yeah.
there may in fact be a trademark on HD2D.
Is
Um,
there?
they have a logo for it and everything.
I mean, they could trademark the term,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think that
mean,
the term and they got
yeah,
the logo, so they try to kind of make it be like this is our deal.
yeah,
You can definitely tell that they show it in the beginning of trailers for their games.
they
Uh,
did.
oh yeah, oh yeah, they do. Um, and and it's interesting that this comes up because I've
Mhm,
been wondering for a while. I don't know how long this acquisition of Acquire has been in the mix,
mhm.
but we haven't seen a lot from Dragon Quest 3
You,
HD 2D in
yeah.
uh quite a while. So I'm just kind of curious at this point, is this a sign that maybe they don't have it anymore? Are they losing the work processes? I don't know.
Yeah.
It probably is nothing. It honestly, HD 2D Dragon Quest 3 was probably canned a while ago, and this is probably very recent. um you know or maybe this is just another Persona 5 sort of deal where they announce it and then
Mhm.
5, 6 years later they release it
Yeah,
on a different console.
yeah. I am very interested in trying to figure this thing out now. So, Mr. Valgar, well done. Well
Yeah.
done. I love seeing thought-provoking questions. So, if you've got things that's burning your noggin and you want to just kind of ask, and there are no stupid questions, by the way. Like if there are things that you're just genuinely curious, as a result of the things that we cover in the show, hey, let us know. Maybe either people know or something that we can figure out together, right?
So
So,
since said that there's no stupid questions, Baku, why
mhm.
is it that there is no such thing as husbando studies?
Oh, there has bundle studies. I just don't know
Okay.
where you can do the
Oh.
study. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. It's
Okay.
not my field. I'm
Okay, I
sure it
got you.
exists. Yeah, I'm sure it's out there. I just don't know about it. Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't have any voicemails this week, but if anybody would like to at some point leave us another voicemail to play on the air, you can do so.
Mhm.
We in fact welcome it. You can reach us at 785 three
True.
three seven 3805, or you could even do as some have done and just email us a file to HitPoint at superderekrpgs.com, and then you can avoid international dialing fees and all of that, and and still get your voice played on the air and everything, or
Yeah.
is it on the air? I mean, if you're listening on Wi-Fi, then yeah, on the air.
On the air. Yes. Live.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You'll did I say this once before, like back in the day my school had like a they had a magazine called This Is How I Scream or something like that. And basically, if you would write poetry or draw something and
Mhm.
submit it, there was like a guaranteed chance that it would show up in that paper in that little uh biannual
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
And people would encourage you. They would say, "Oh, if you submit your poetry, you will be a published author."
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
I've had that happen to me before.
okay, so that's kind of what this is like, guys. This is if you send us a voicemail, you'll be a YouTube famous.
You too famous. I try to turn this into a single word. It's not working. Wow. This boomer here. All right. So let's move on to updates to past releases. One of our favorite segments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Honestly, this one is pretty big. This one is pretty big. Bamco just announced that they will be releasing the expansion to the critically acclaimed action RPG Elden Ring called Shadow of the Erdtree. Erdtree? Is it Erdtree?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
It might
Erdtree.
be
Okay.
Erdtree, but I mean,
Erdtree. Yeah.
oh,
One of those. Now, the expansion will feature a brand new story in a land of shadow, new weapons, new enemies, new places to explore, etc., etc. It's an expansion, like
yeah.
so it's quite huge, and I think it's going for like $40. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the expansion will justify the price tag because you will have to own the game and then buy that expansion. I've heard that is going to be huge, huge expansion. So for all the fans out there, man, I think they're like just salivating over
Yeah.
this.
My
Yeah.
nephew had me come over to fix his PlayStation 4 the other day because this DLC was
Oh
coming out.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was wrong with the PS4?
The firmware worked, so I just had to
Uh,
reflash from my USB stick.
oh,
I mean,
okay.
nothing too bad. But
Okay.
but yeah,
Well,
that
that's so
was
nice of you. Look at this.
ah,
Uncle of the year right here.
what can I say? What can I say? Um
Let's take a look. Yeah, let's take a look at that trailer, man.
oh, they got a trailer for this
They
and
got a
everything.
trailer.
All right. All right, let's check this out. Any minute now.
Eeny, meeny, new. Ooh, man. This game is just gorgeous.
How much of the Souls games have you played?
None.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a Souls guy, but like I respect people who do.
Okay.
Like it's just too gloomy for me to begin with.
I feel so I really enjoyed Souls 1.
Yeah.
Souls 2 was all right.
Mhm,
And I watched somebody else play through Souls 3.
mhm.
Honestly, I feel like Souls 3 Bloodborne, I think, got the gloomiest. Um Souls 3 was a bit gloomy, but I felt like the first one didn't feel too oppressive.
Mhm.
You know, at a certain point, it feels oppressive. This does not look like a. I don't know. I could be wrong. I haven't played any or watched any of this one, but it doesn't appear to be too oppressively gloomy or anything.
You have a higher tolerance for gloominess, I think. They're all gloomy to me.
That looks cool,
Yeah.
man.
But I mean, just look, just because it's not my cup of tea doesn't mean I don't respect the thing.
Oh,
and
sure,
like
sure.
this series is amazing. Yeah.
So, are you
Um,
saying that we should shame you on Twitter until you play this?
You know what? Feel free to shame me on Elden Ring because I actually do have the game.
Oh,
I bought
okay.
it for a charity drive.
That's right. I
Some
think I
time
remember you
ago.
played that, and
I
every time
did.
you was what was the conditions for that playthrough? I don't recall much, but I bet you recall less.
It was alcohol and spicy nut challenge and all kinds of horrific things. If you don't, there are certain things you can
Like
donate to force me to use the controller upside down as I'm playing
yes,
Elden Ring. Uh,
that was, and there was like a penalty for death. I think also.
yeah, but I also raised like, oh no, there was no penalty for death. I mean,
Okay.
because I was just expected to die nonstop, and that's what the people were there for. I actually did try to play it though, like actually tried, for like 2 hours. and we raised like $2,600, which is crazy. Yeah, I think
It's-
that was the most amount of money I've raised in 2 hours.
I think it's pretty interesting that you have a pretty good tolerance for spoopy, but a low tolerance for gloomy.
Yeah, it just wears me down, man. It's like, I'm trying to be excited. I'm trying to like go into this world and escape from reality, and you're sending me to somewhere gloomy. It's like, I don't
Oh.
know, man. It's just
Just
like,
brings you down
yeah,
after a while.
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It's the same reason why I don't care for P3, but I like P4 and P5 because like just the atmosphere was a lot brighter.
Huh.
Um, yeah,
Well, I can identify with that somewhat. The there is something really uplifting about like a really bright and cheery atmosphere for sure. I just don't feel it in the opposite, I guess sometimes. I don't know.
yeah.
But that looked
Like,
like a really
yeah.
cool trailer though.
Yeah, man, that game. I mean, that game does play awesome. And if
Yeah.
you like challenging, tech technical action RPG that aren't like just darting around and just throwing all kinds of attacks. Like you actually have to strategize and like learn the enemy moves. Like
Yeah.
these games are perfect for that. And you're a masochist. Uh, this game is coming out on June 21st. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The expansion is coming out on June 21st, 2024, and of course, it's available on all supported platforms. And also, of course, you need the base game to play the expansion. The pre-order is now available, and there are a couple of additions, and I just want to kind of like demystify this a little bit because it's a lot. For those who do not own the game, you can get the Shadow of the Erdtree Deluxe Edition, which will get you the base game and the expansion in a single bundle. So if you don't have the game
Oh.
already, you just want to get the bundle, you could totally do that.
Maybe I
Now for
should look into that honestly, because I really
Mhm,
do like the Souls games.
mhm.
But
I
probably
kind
not
of
gonna.
don't I
Yeah.
kind of don't recommend it though because you can get the physical copy on discount and then
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's like a double digital copy like thing. So
I
yeah,
got
just
you.
FYI. But some people would like digital games. I'm just throwing out there. Now, if you do own the game, okay, there are three choices. You can either just get the expansion only, which is only digital. Okay, there's no physical copy for this expansion. Just throwing it out there now.
Okay.
You can get the premium bundle, which comes with the art book and the soundtrack. And now for the really diehard fans, you can get the collector's edition, which will contain a 40-page art book, two soundtracks, and a statue of Mesmer the Impaler, which is about 46 centimeters tall. I don't know what that is in inches.
About one
For
and a
a
half
1.5.
feet. 1.5
Oh
feet. That's
wow,
like 18
that's
inches.
that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. Um, and it's gonna go for a cool $250. No big deal. I feel
Wow.
like, yeah, but here's the thing: the statue actually is really cool looking, and if you're just like a huge fan of the series, I would consider it. I would consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, comes with the expansion, soundtrack, art book, and the figure. So 250, actually not a terrible price.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move along to some of the upcoming releases this week with well, let's start with something that's kind of old school, kind of new school here. We got Shiren
Yeah.
the Wanderer, the mystery dungeon of Serpentcoil Island. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler. That's the kind where like all of the enemies move at the same time that you move and
Hmm.
you like move a grid at a time. Oh, okay. So it's that kind of game. It's from Spike Chunsoft. And yeah, it's going to be releasing tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, on the 27th here, and it's coming to exclusively Nintendo Switch. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to be exclusive on any console, it may as well be the Nintendo Switch, right? Because it's already got so much market saturation at this point. So yeah, you can look forward to seeing that. But we have a trailer for it as well. So let's just
Yeah.
peep that and get a feel for what this one's all about.
I kind of like this trailer because it's short and it gives you like a short history.
Since its inception in 1995.
Gives you a
Shiren the
short
Wanderer
history of all the games
been
that
a
came before.
long-running
I think I
Pretty
actually
cool.
have Shiren the Wanderer on Super Famicom.
Yeah.
I think I do.
Years, the wait is over. A brand
Still never
new
played it, though.
Shiren the Wanderer comes to the West in 2024.
Yeah, because people may not be aware that this is like actually quite a long-running series.
Yeah.
So it absolutely is.
In this game, I think my buddy Jimmy Hoppa actually has a pretty recent video talking about this game.
Oh yeah?
Yes. I don't know if it's this release of it. It might be. But you might want to check him out. Jimmy Hoppa, he's a super cool dude. He and I go way back.
Oh wow.
Back to basics.
Back to basics.
Make it out alive or fall in defeat.
Oh
Yeah, this game is brutal.
yeah. Games like these in general are all brutal.
Start
Um,
from scratch.
Yeah.
Venture forth into the enigmatic, ever-changing.
Like there's like a DQ version of this too. I forgot what it's called, but there's a
Like-
DQ
It's like some sort of.
version.
I think that there
Like
is
a
for
dungeon
Pokemon
crawler.
too, like a mystery
Yeah.
dungeon.
I cannot.
A colorful cast of characters shares your story
Yeah.
of exploration. Join the
Pretty cool looking
mission
art.
embarks on a
Yeah.
new adventure.
It looks like a really solid game, especially for people who like, dungeon crawlers. Like this is
Shiren the Wanderer.
this is very solid.
Dungeon of Serpentcoil
I've been watching some people stream it.
Coming
Um,
February 27th,
looks pretty good.
2024.
The
Yeah.
Japanese version, that is. Yeah.
That cover
Same
art
game.
though looks
Mm-hmm.
pretty dang sick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Right.
So that comes out tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled. Snag a copy. It might be good.
All right. Now, next up, we've had a tactical RPG based on the hit anime series Goblin Slayer, and is going to be releasing in a few days. And it's got me pretty excited. The game will be based on an original scenario written by the creator Kumo Kagyu, and features original main characters designed by Noboru Kanatsuki, who also worked on the original series. So, you've got the author writing original scenario, you got the original artist working on these characters. So, if you're just like really faithful to the original work, then this is a game that tries to do some of that, right?
Mhm.
So pretty cool. Plus, it's a tactical RPG that is a spin-off, which I mean not a spin-off, but like a tie-in game. And I don't know, like I have some reservation about tie-in games. You guys who've watched the show long enough knows, but I'm always just excited in the prospect of not having another action game, because action games is typically what these company goes for, and just make a quick buck, move on, right? Just
Yeah.
make some money off the hype, and then just just cash and dump, right? But
Mhm.
tactical RPG, that's something different. So let's take a look at the trailer. Let's take a look at how that looks.
All right.
Yeah. So I think one day also only got the Japanese trailer. There's no English trailer, unfortunately. So
Oh, that's a bummer, but
yeah, moon runes, but that's okay.
Can you
You can just
can you live translate and voice act this for us?
I can voice act and not translate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the guild master. The characters in this game, in this series rather, they don't have names. They go by their classes, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
like Goblin Slayer is Goblin Slayer.
I see.
Yeah. Bear Monk, White Bear Monk. Oh, except for this. This person has a name, which is very strange.
Oh,
But there's a bracket around it too, which I wonder what that bracket's about.
I don't
Could
know.
be a play on something.
Interesting.
Could be intentional. Yeah.
Now look at that
Self-proclaimed.
though. It's been a minute since we had a really good, what's a tactical
Tactical
RPG.
RPG. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like they've really made a comeback, but then they slowed down for a while.
Mhm.
Like
So like
2 years ago, it was everywhere, and then slowed down a little bit. I wonder
Yeah.
if this is gonna be them coming back. A little bit.
Also, there's gonna be a lot of like dice rolling.
Yeah.
So Goblin Slayer, for those who don't know, Goblin Slayer, the entire series is very very much inspired by D&D. They don't say it outright, but
Sure.
if you've ever played D&D and you watch the show, you'll be like, oh wow, I'm basically watching D&D to anime,
So
like in some sense.
I'll believe it when I see other polyhedral dice showing up here, man. D6s, sure, D6s, those exist,
Yeah.
but I don't know who uses pips on a D6 when they're playing D&D. Shameful. I will shame them on Twitter.
This is a shaming game going on Twitter.
I mean, what
But
else do
yeah.
you do on Twitter? I'm pretty sure you just get angry at people and yell at people and stuff.
Calling each other stuff fake news. That's fun on Twitter.
Yeah. Shaming each other for fake newsing, sure.
Yeah, shaming each other for fake newsing. You're fake newsing, sir. Well, you know what's not fake news is that this game is coming out on February 29th on
Hey.
the Switch, PC, and on Steam. Now, strangely enough, I went to the Steam page and it says that it does not support English, but elsewhere on all the advertising materials says that it will support Japanese and English. So maybe don't pick up the game just yet.
Yeah, wait
till
for
it's
it to be
actually
confirmed.
out. Yeah, wait till it sees that yes, this is in fact in English. Then get the game. I mean, but I'd say
So,
80% certain. But let's
Some
just wait
conflicting
a little bit.
reports, I see.
Yeah, some conflicting report. But yeah, I'm hoping that this game would be quite challenging because you see the anime, like they make the dungeon like very gruesome and uh very difficult to get through. So I'm hoping that this is going to be like a really hard tactical RPG, and not like a softball game.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for it and we'll let you know if things blow up or something.
Yeah.
So this one, Baku hasn't really heard much about. I even told him
Mhm.
about it a little bit ago. So the reason that I know about this is somebody reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, here's a key for a game. We've been working on it for 13 years and it's coming out on the 29th." So this game, and it caught my eye. I don't always get excited about games that people email me about, but
Mhm.
this one has caught my attention.
Mhm.
So Baku, 13 years ago, the year was 2011. What were you doing?
I just been laid off by a large corporation and I was drowning in sorrow. I remember that year. I'm sorry, you picked the worst year to have
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
okay. I
it was
should
my unemployed year.
maybe I should have vetted that question first. Um,
I don't mind. Like I'm definitely way out of that slum, but yeah, that 2011 was pretty rough, man. What were you doing in 2011?
I was moving out to Seattle. Like
Oh, okay.
I was becoming an adult. I was like moving into like my own. I was leaving behind a job that I really hated and
Mm.
then continued to work remote for another 7 years.
Oh wow. Wow.
I know. It was not the
Quite the
smartest
trailblazer
time.
there.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I moved out to Seattle. It was awesome, and I was becoming my own person. It was 2 years before before SuperDerek RPGs was even like a glint in my eye at that point. Meanwhile, Studio Pixel Ferrets were working away at this little game, and it's called Secrets of Grindea.
Mhm.
Kind of like Secret of Mana, Grindea. No, Secrets of Grindea. It is a tribute and self-proclaimed sometimes parody of the old Super Nintendo games that many of us grew up with and loved. And in this game, you'll be journeying through fantastical lands and battle tons of different enemies and bosses in your quest for the truth, friendship, and above all else, finding the world's rarest treasure.
Ooh, that sounds fun already. Okay.
All right.
Except for the grind part. I know there are
I mean, that
just
may just be a gag, but we'll see. Let's check out this trailer here because I think
I
once
was
you
gonna
see this,
say they are definitely grinding my gears.
oh, look at that pixel art. It definitely has
Ooh. Oh wow, that looks great.
Yeah.
13 years of hard work. Holy
And
crap.
I'm a sucker for good pixel art, and
Yeah.
and it's an action
Ooh.
RPG with co-op,
Ooh.
4-player co-op,
Oh my god, you are
And-
ringing all the right bells for me.
and a arcade mode.
Wow, the art looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, when they emailed me, I was just like, okay, I can't guarantee that I'm gonna make a video about this or anything, but this looks cool.
I had deliberately not watched this because Derek sent it to me, and I was like, for once I'm gonna watch it for the first time on the show.
Yeah.
And wow.
Wow, this even has like a room decoration.
Yeah. An
Yeah.
arcade mode.
Yeah. See, I didn't even see all of the trailer. I just saw like the first like 10 seconds, and I'm just like, okay, we got to talk about this today on HitPoint. 'Cause-
Oh, yeah.
So, God, no wonder. No
I'm
wonder it
starting
took
to- I'm
13
starting to
years.
unreasonably hyped now. Oh my god, you get to do. Oh, okay. Okay, I see you. I see you with the town making. Okay. Oh, that is definitely like an old school kind of feature.
I know.
Ooh,
I know. I am.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm glad that I could
Woo.
get you excited for this one because I'm pretty excited. And the fact that they've had it in development for 13 years, they actually
Yeah.
have on their YouTube channel, they have a YouTube channel, video of like the game from 11 years ago that they put up 11 years ago. And you can see kind of like
Mm-hmm.
them
The
then
changes.
and then they just go dark for like 9 years. And then all of a sudden it's coming out, which is,
Wow.
let me just say, I'm very glad I didn't have to wait with bated breath that entire time. Oh,
I'm
man.
glad I didn't know about this game 11 years ago.
Exactly. So, man, okay. So again, it's called Secrets of Grindea, and
Mhm.
it's coming to Steam, Good Old Games, and what was the other one it said?
Humble.
Humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check them out on the 29th. They also sent me a few codes. I'm gonna try it out, and I might spread them around a little bit, but I'll let
Yeah.
you know how that goes. And once I figure out a way to dispense some codes.
No.
In
hold
the
on.
meantime,
29th, you say?
yeah, the 29th of this year.
Actually, perfect, because I'm streaming on the 29th, and I was trying to find something to play. Okay.
Do you want a code?
No, because we
Okay.
might want to give that away to viewers instead. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. Baku, you and your selflessness. Sheesh.
I'm sure people who are watching the show
I respect
would,
that,
would
though.
love to
You'd rather
get their
you'd
hands
rather
on it.
throw money at them instead. That's cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's fine. That's 13 years of hard work, man. Like,
Definitely.
yeah. All right.
All right. So,
Did you want to take the next one too, or do you want me to actually? You want to flip flop
you know
a
what?
little bit?
Yeah, we can flip flop. You take that.
Okay. All right. So, oh boy. Oh wow. I am honored to talk about this tiny little game here that's also
Oh, yeah.
coming out
This
on
is
the
another one that's
29th.
been in the works for like
Forever.
14,
Yeah.
13 years. When was
Yeah.
it first announced?
I don't even remember. It's
Well-
so long ago. It's so long. Now, I've had my eyes on this game for a minute, and I don't know if you guys know this one, but it's called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I
and it's
think I
finally
played the tech
coming
demo
out.
of that a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, recently there was a tech demo. Well, there was a demo recently. And
Oh,
you
no,
know.
I'm talking about the proof of concept from
Oh, the proof
1997.
of concept. Can you imagine they just do like a thing where like they show you the original game and then just like black out for years and then just like the remaster? It's like, oh, we finally made this is the finished product that we've been working for all these years.
Yep.
Like 30 years later. It's like okay. For the uninitiated, this is the second game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. So after this one, we'll wait another like 6 years and then we can finally get to the ending. If Nomura will allow us that like, release from this trilogy because, Kingdom Hearts. Need I say more? But yeah, let's take a look at this trailer. And it's gonna be a bit long, but we'll allow it because we just feel like Final Fantasy 7 just needs the help to spread the word, right?
Yeah,
We're trying to help this game out, okay, guys?
they're an underdog. Okay,
They're
so
definitely the underdog here.
I mean, can you blame them?
Yeah. Wow, for tiny little company like Square Enix, they sure have some amazing graphics.
That's probably just a pre-rendered cutscene or something.
Just pre-rendered cutscenes.
It's kind of funny how games today really kind of make the concept of a pre-rendered background or pre-rendered screen seem quaint.
You know what I respect them for though? Like Final Fantasy 7, they're bringing the 90s hair back.
Me too.
I know. I was just gonna say, like, they're bringing all the 90s hair back. Those crazy bangs, that was like a 90s early 2000 thing. I don't know who that fool is,
but I do.
Gilgamesh.
One of the things I do really like what they've done with 7 Remake is the fact that they've made me care a lot more about all of the characters this time around.
Yeah, they really fleshed out some of the side characters, and not even just side characters, but like maybe like not like party members that aren't like
Like yeah,
that aren't
like the members
Cloud
of
and Aerith.
the members of Avalanche, for instance.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, not that I could tell you all of their names. Biggs, Wedge, and what's the gal? Jessie?
Jesse, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What is that song? Sounds like a love song.
It's a new song, I'm sure.
Okay.
A new character,
Hey!
kind of.
It's my boy.
That guy. Oh my god, those costumes.
I'm looking for sailors.
Amazing. You look amazing, Aerith.
Catchy?
I stand Aerith, by the way, for anyone who's asking. I still haven't played Yuffie's episode, but I want to. I bought it. I just haven't had a chance to play it. I will
haven't
play it
played it
before.
either.
Yeah, I'll play it before I get to Rebirth.
Hey.
I think she was Elena. I think that was the girl. Oh, it's the girl who needed the whatchamacallit, the chest compression.
Don't recall. I haven't played the original in years and years now. And I only played it once. 7 just wasn't really my jam back in the day.
Goddamn blood on my hands. How could I ever hold my daughter?
I know him.
Yeah, that's Marlene's dad.
No. No, Barrett is her dad.
Bear is Marlene's dad. If
Yeah.
you're not wrong. She has 2 dads.
At least 1.5.
Here, take it. This isn't about me, though.
Yeah, you know what?
Saving the world. And you.
All the events I'm watching right now already is so different from the main game that there's this whole theory about how this game is basically like an alternative universe of some sort to the base game, and
Yeah.
the story will play out differently. Like, I think it's pretty certain at this point that that's going to be the case. Like, I don't know, like from what I've seen,
Mhm.
and because in the first game you could say, oh, some things are just a little bit more fleshed out, but the main story is still gonna follow like the original game. Some people think that might be the case. I didn't think that was going to be the case. I think that they have already hinted in the first game that like this is just the initial condition, right?
Mhm.
But it's gonna like the starting point is gonna be fairly similar, just to kind of like pull you back to the world. but as we diverges further into the story, it's gonna like veer off more and more, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I've been so excited for this. Like, I want to see whether or not we're truly gonna veer away from that like main story and into like something that like you can't predict in like the last game, or are we still following along the main trajectory more or less, just a little different here and there, little new thing here and there. um I think is gonna be the point is by the third game you really don't know what's coming anymore. I'm hoping that's what they do.
That would be pretty rad.
Yeah, because they have an opportunity to completely retell this thing, and get you to care about it again. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I'm no longer, I mean, I never was beholden to the original story, so if they, deviate a bit, I'll be okay. Some people probably won't be, but I'll be okay.
I remember someone who wrote in the comments section when we first talked about Rebirth and how displeased they were that they were to remake this game. Like, oh, just play the original. Why are they remaking the game? Well, it's literally remade. So
Yeah.
maybe they're trying to tell like a different story with the same cast, like
Mhm.
maybe this is different. Like, why don't you give it a minute and just wait and see what happens first?
Yeah,
Um,
if I was a
you
game
know?
developer, I would feel like it was a waste of my time to just redo a story and have no effect on like how it plays out.
Yeah. And in that case, yeah, just play the original one, whatever, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they have an opportunity to tell a different story, Just let them cook, see what happens. But stop trying to compare it to like, oh well, it's nothing like the original. Yeah, but the original's still there. You like the original so much, go play the original. It's
You like the
there.
original so much, go marry it.
Yeah.
Okay. We have some additional sections to get through. So a bunch of new got announced that we're going to talk about. New games.
Mhm.
Starting with oh, did you want to say when that was coming out? Did you already say that?
I thought I did, but in case I hadn't, it is coming out on February 29th, only on PS5, and my copy is being shipped right now.
Wow.
I just got the notification today. It's like,
I
yeah, we shipped your
wonder,
copy.
God, could you imagine if this little indie studio blew up?
Yeah.
I
Can you
mean,
imagine
they,
that?
they it seems like they got some spunk.
Yeah.
So moving on to a new game, Bo, The Path of the Teal Lotus was just
Mhm.
announced. It's from Squid Shock Studios and Humble Bundle Games. It is a gorgeous 2.5D hand-drawn side scroller in which you
Yeah.
play as Bo, a fox Tentiana,
You got it. Yep. Yep.
the who will journey down the celestial realm to take part in an ancient and mystical ritual along with its trusty bow staff.
But
So let's check out this title here. We got a trailer and I don't know if I've seen this one.
yeah. So not laughing at your pronunciation, by the way. I was just laughing because like I completely forgot that that word was in there when we did the swap. Because remember, I was gonna take that one.
Yeah.
I was like, oops.
It's fine. It's fine.
But
I
hey,
just
look
gotta
at this game.
just had to slow down and really slow down to spell it out.
Look at this game.
That is pretty.
It's like, so obviously for anyone who's like looking at the gameplay just now, you would immediately think about
Shovel
oh,
Knight.
what is that? Huh?
Shovel
Yeah,
Knight.
yeah. Yeah. And so I think they take heavy inspiration from it, but they're also doing something different, like aesthetically,
Yeah.
and it's not like a cheap knockoff and just like whatever. Like this is there's a
Yeah.
lot of work that has gone into it, into the
Beautifully hand
yeah.
drawn.
Yeah,
Love
this
that.
is this game is just blows me away in how pretty it looks.
Gives me
Yeah.
some Okami vibes, kind of with its like
Yes.
painterly aesthetic, like with the
Yes.
Japanese style painterly,
The
the
what are they
traditional
called? The brush the ink
sumei.
brush art.
Is,
Yeah.
is, is it sumei or I don't know.
Sumi something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Anyways, it is coming out, or as announced to be coming out here in July 18, coming to PlayStation 4, the Xbox stuff, Switch, and PC.
PlayStation 5.
Did I say PS4?
I
PlayStation
think you
5.
did. Yes.
Yeah, PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but just before we move on, I do want to say it does have a similar what's the word? It has a similar like story. No, not story. Similar setting as like Okami. It is going to dive into kind of like Japanese folklore
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. And that's why, the Okami feel is definitely on purpose, I think.
Yeah.
So think of it as like sh- was it Hollow Knight?
There's Hollow Knight, but what
Slash
was the other one? The other with the nose, the plague doctor one.
the nose, the Plague Doctor.
The plague doctor one.
The Plague Doctor? I have
Yeah. God, what
no
was that?
idea.
It's the other play. It's the other Shovel Knight game.
Hmm. I think this one definitely takes inspiration from Hollow Knight. Just looking at the movement and the
Hollow Knight.
design of the main character, yeah,
That's the one.
it
Okay. Yeah.
Hollow Knight, yeah, it's the bugged one. It's the little bug one. But if you can think of this
Oh.
game as kind of like Hollow Knight slash
Okay.
Okami, yeah, I think you'd be right. So if you like Hollow Knight, that game, it's a must for you, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Hollow
Yeah.
Knight was the one I was trying to think of, but for some reason I had it under in my head that they had a plague doctor's nose, but that's not the case.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
some enemies probably look like they had that kind of mask on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So next, we're gonna move into talking about games that were featured in the Nintendo Direct. So we're gonna geek out a little bit over the games that were featured. We're not gonna talk about every single game, but we are gonna talk about a couple. So if there are games in there that you felt like, hey, why didn't you guys cover it? It's an editorial thing. But hopefully, you guys can kind of geek out with us and be as excited as we are as we go through this list. Starting with this very cute Souls-like game. When I saw it, I didn't think this was a Soul-esque game, but according to the developers, it's going to be a Soul-esque game. Now, this game is not as dark and gloomy, but also a kind of darker in a more realistic way. Talking about another crab's treasure from developer Agro Crab, where you will play as Krill, the hermit crab, who will fight his way through the underwater world using trash around him to hunt down an epic treasure and to buy back their reprocessed shell, which is kind of funny. Let's take a look at the trailer.
I was wondering,
was
like, how is this
very
game like darker? But then it's like, okay, yeah, I guess I get it.
Yeah, it's kind of darker because it talks about like the coral reef dying and the pollution and the trash. It's like it's darker in a very real sense.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's the not so much in your face sort of tragedy.
Yeah, it's like, huh. I thought this was really cool. I really liked it because I think game companies are always looking for like a mascot kind of situation with like unique powers that's, somehow relatable.
Mhm.
And I think this one might be it. This one might be it. It's just a little hermit crab, and the special power is using all the trash around and having special attacks, different attacks with different kind of trash. It's just kind of funny.
God, that's cool.
I know, right? Like,
Oh, is that there's more? Okay.
that's a little bit more.
See you in the open ocean, treasure hunters.
I thought this game is really cool. I thought this game was really cool. When I saw it, I'm like, yep, this is. I'm hoping this one hits big and spawns like sequels, man. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just rooting for it. Anyways, this game is coming out on April 25th. Nintendo will have you believe that it's only on the Nintendo, but it's actually also on PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and of course the Switch, and also on PC. So you can basically play it on most systems. So definitely pick that one up.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, I got another game that actually really excited me as well. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up with this one.
Oh.
Our switcheroo kind of worked out. It's not my typical cup of tea, but this one comes from developer Arek and publisher Devolver Digital. They've announced a new side-scrolling action platformer called Pepper Grinder. Protagonist Pepper, armed with her trusty drill grinder, will chase down the pirates who robbed her of her treasure. And this one, when I was watching the direct, was like,
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I skipped a lot. I skipped a lot of the stuff that was in the direct, but when I saw this one, I was just like, okay, hold up. As a sucker for all things beautiful, all things beautiful pixel art, y'all
Yeah.
know me.
This looks really good.
Yeah, and the mechanics look. Oh man, this looks like the kind of game that I would suck at.
Me too. Me too.
I know that this is a game that will, if I dare to try it, it will destroy me.
Also, I thought the name was cute. Her name is Pepper.
Yeah.
And her drill is called Grinder.
Yeah, I love that too.
No, it looks amazing, and I think for people who are into these kind of action game, like this is a must get. Yeah, I think this is gonna be one of those like sleeper hit, if you will, that like you never heard of before, and you saw you had to get it, and everyone got it and just played it and just rave about it.
Yeah,
It feels like this is gonna be one of those.
yeah. That
So,
one looks like it's got some potential to blow up.
yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
And it's also got some potential to really anger me because I'm gonna suck. So if you want to be as frustrated as I am, you can pick up your copy on the 28th of March. It's coming to Nintendo Switch, the PC, via Steam,
Yeah.
and I guess Steam Deck as well. Is Steam Deck considered PC, or is that like still is it still a personal computer,
Not
or is it like
not quite, because
Right?
some games don't run on Steam Deck.
yeah?
So even if it runs on PC, it may not run on Steam Deck.
But if it
I mean,
runs
I think
on
they're
Steam, does that mean that it's? How do we know if it's like vetted for like whatever? We don't.
Steam actually does it. They'll tell you if it's like if it's what is it called? I forgot the word that they use, but they'll be like, oh yeah, like this is Steam Deck compatible or something.
Yeah, because I got this thing and I haven't really turned it on, but I've had it for a week or two, and I'll figure it out eventually. But
Yeah. It is certainly a computer, but in the or personal computer, but in the context of what we're talking about, yeah,
Steam verified. It looks like is the word.
Steam verified. There you go. In the context of PC that we're talking about, not 100% availability. There you go.
Gotcha.
All right. Next up, we have yet another Swords Online game coming from Bamco.
You
This
know,
time,
people like these. So
yeah, apparently, apparently, and now we're covering it. This time it's called Swords Online, Fractured Daydream. This one is being marketed as a multiplayer co-op game, but it also does feature one player offline, which is why we're covering it. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my time because I don't generally cover multiplayer games. But the game will feature over 20 playable characters from across the entire series, including the movies. So let's take a look at what this is about.
yeah, this one also caught my.
Linkustato!
It really caught my interest as well. Not because I have any deep connection with the series. I watched and really enjoyed season 1 of the anime long ago, and it just kept going after that. I'm like, this doesn't seem. Anyways, I've said that before. This looks
Yeah.
good, and almost makes me want to go like get caught up. Almost, but I'm probably not gonna because it'd take me.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I could probably catch up on One Piece in the same amount of time at this point.
You haven't even played East yet.
It's a good point.
You're not catching up.
Yeah,
Bro. Like,
I really got to just ease into it, don't I?
but Yeah, there's only so much time in a day. Like, I don't think you're gonna be able to do this, man. Unless you want to. I mean,
I mean, I've caught up on the Trail series almost. So that's a thing.
almost.
Yeah, I still got
Like
one
3
game.
games.
One.
One.
Yeah,
I thought you just finished CS4.
I did. And then after
Okay.
that is
Reverie.
yeah.
And then Kuro.
You mean Daybreak? That's not out yet.
Oh, well, I mean, by the time you get there,
Shut your mouth.
you're forgetting
it.
that each of these are like 200 hours long, sir. Please.
I am nearly caught up, and I won't hear a word from you, sir. I am only one game away.
Cute. Yeah, Falcom's like, oh, you thought you've caught up? Hey, well. Anyways, yeah, that game is slated to come out sometime 2024 on PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. And if you are interested, you can sign up for the beta test starting in March 4th. So there you go, all your Star Arts Online fan.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we've got another game that made some waves, and I got some thoughts, and we're going to talk about it here. But first, I'll read what's on the docket. Some very exciting news for SMT fans who absolutely loathe the Switch because Atlas just announced that Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, the enhanced version of SMT5 that came out back in 2021, it's coming out on multiple platforms. It's very exciting. In addition to enhanced gameplay and various quality of life enhancements, the game will feature a new story that can be selected at the beginning of the game. Players can choose between 2 paths: the Canon of Creation path, which goes through the original game, and the Canon of Vengeance path, which will feature new characters and new enemies.
Yes.
You want to watch that trailer real quick? Get everybody caught up
trailer
here?
real quick,
Just in case you haven't watched it like 300 times already.
Caught up.
This game is beautiful.
Yeah,
I adored
certainly better
this
looking
game.
than the Switch version. That's true.
I adored this game. It was such a fun game. Now this though is a little bit different.
This place is definitely dangerous, and that's about all we know right now.
Brand new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's kill this.
Saga of Vengeance.
And she can cast apparently directly from herself, not through a demon.
Maybe she's a Persona user.
If it wasn't for you, my brother would never
It's a different canon.
into this war.
That's why it's Vengeance, man. It's a little different.
Then I'll help you get it.
Allow me to remind you how you were wronged by this world.
Yeah. So 6/21/24.
Yeah. Music's still good.
Oh, always, man. It's such a it's, I don't want to say it's a vibe because but it is such an immersive sound that they have in that game that just like envelops you in this world that is destroyed. It is so cool.
Yeah.
At least the original did. Now, yeah, you can pre-order yours right away if you want to. It's gonna go up for pre-order tomorrow, and I'm of
waiting
two
for your
minds.
thoughts.
I'm
said-
of
you
two
said you had
minds of
thoughts.
this, man. Yeah,
Okay.
I got thoughts. It looks great, and I'm so happy that people who hate the Switch can get a chance to play it. But it's for us true fans of the SMT series who've only played one game in the series. It's us true. No. That's just a little joke. But but the fact of the matter is, it stings to invest 120, 150 hours into completing a game, 100%ing a game, and then for the enhanced version of the game to come out less than 3 years later. It
Okay.
stings. It stings a lot, and to have to like,
Yeah.
because like I put in all that time and effort into like making this, not just like completing the game, but this is also totally a first world problem, but also making a video about my experience of the game, and like that takes almost as much time as playing the game itself.
Yes.
And then well, there's the new version. No one's ever gonna watch the old video again. I may as well delete that now. And
No, I think they may still.
oh, I don't know. We'll see.
And so counterpoint, I think they're doing something different, and I almost appreciate it. And that is, it's not the, it is not exactly the royal treatment. I know we joke, we kid, but like it's not exactly the royal treatment, because the royal treatment is different.
Yeah.
The royal treatment is, I'm gonna give you basically 90% of the same game with things laced in that are different. So you
Sure.
effectively will have to play through the entire thing again and just experience the new elements, good or bad, you know. Whereas this is different in a very key way, and that is, there are two paths, the diversion path that you select from the very beginning.
It softens the
yeah.
blow quite a bit.
It, yeah. So for anyone who's played the old game, well, you can come in and just play the new material only. And that's why I said maybe your videos still matter, because you would have effectively covered canon of creation, which is half the game.
Yeah, I'll
And
just have to
then now
update
you
my
can-
title and thumbnail or something.
basically. And yeah, so I don't think it's like a total loss, right?
Yeah,
Now
maybe. We'll see.
it still sucks because, you know,
Because I've already forgotten how to play it, and then I'll have to go back and relearn the whole thing just to play the extra hard difficulty, probably. Yeah.
well, I hated the console exclusive thing to begin with, so it didn't rub me the right way from the
Nah.
get-go.
No, you're right.
And this could have just been a DLC or an expansion, right?
That-
Probably an expansion.
That fits. That I
Yeah.
agree. This could have been an email, guys. This could have been a DLC. But
could have been.
no, I'm gonna have to spend $70 to get it on PlayStation 5 now. Maybe.
Yeah. But anyways, and to Martino, who's saying, well, you're saying the 90% of the game won't be the same. No, I don't think that's the point. The point is
That you can
story,
access the new stuff right
progression.
away.
Yeah, you don't have to go through the same stuff just to see things like sprinkle throughout that are new. Like, this is a whole new path with whole new characters and whole new
Yeah.
enemies that you can
It's-
just play that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a full game that
It-
you're buying again. So there is that too that I
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm a fan of this. I'm just saying that this is not quite the like royal treatment. Still not a fan of this entire arrangement, but hey, at least
Yeah.
people who don't
The-
like the Switch but like SMT can play it. So there's
And-
that.
And my critique of the system is really not so much a SMT5 vengeance thing, because this happened with Persona 5 Royal, where I put in 130 hours into that game, and then Royal came out, and then I'm like, oh well, guess I'm never getting caught up on that then, because I'm not putting in another 130 plus whatever it takes. Same thing
I gotta
happened.
say,
Same thing happened with Dragon Quest 11S.
mhm.
When I made my video talking about that game, the few criticisms that I could muster were things like, I want more backstory of Jade and the old man. I can't remember his name anymore. It's been so long, but I wanted
Old
more.
guy.
Yeah, that guy. I wanted more of that kind of thing. And then they're like, hey, here's this one, and guess what? It's also got extra backstory for all the characters that you moaned about before. And I'm like, great. I can't wait to never get that. So, because I'm not going to invest another 100 hours to do it. And it just feels like I got screwed
And that's why
for being an
I
early adopter.
sometimes feel pretty good about not playing games day one. I
Yeah.
wait a while, and then wouldn't you know it, it come with a new version, and then I proceed to not play that either.
Oh yeah, yeah. And same here, same here. And then get this. I got these friends who like to just bust my balls about all the games that I've never played and do it publicly, like in front of like 100 or more people at a time. It's
Yeah.
super embarrassing.
Oh yeah, like East, like how you want to play East. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah,
Kind of like that. Kind of like that.
kind of like that. All right. Moving on. Now, of course, we saw the game that Derek was very excited about from the direct. Here's the game that I am personally most excited about. After the success of Ender Lilies, Binary Haze is releasing another similarly styled Metroidvania game called Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. The game takes place in the land of fumes, where people in pursuit of mystical prowess continuously drill for underground resources, leading to toxic fumes to be released that would turn the inhabitants into violent feral beings. Who you probably will have to fight. You will play as Lilac, who is an attuner with the gift to cleanse the miasma, who is on a mission to restore order to the land. Let's take a look at that trailer.
Well, I hope she has an inhaler to help tackle your asthma.
But does this remind you of anything? Do you remember
Ender
Ender
Lilies.
Lilies? Yeah.
I kind of vaguely
love
remember it.
Ender Lilies. Yeah. So in this world, they make like little magic enjoys that they call homunculi.
Mm-hmm.
But the fume is turning all of them into these like violent monsters, basically. So you have to like go around trying to like solve the problems and save people, yada yada. Similar gameplay, where you have kind of like a guardian that does like the attack for you, right?
Yeah.
I do think that they have changed the art style. I don't know if I like that change. The art style now it's just a little bit more animated, whereas before it looked like really haunting but beautiful like portraits. Yeah, now it looks a little bit animated. Yeah, not sure if I am like that. I mean, no, this is still fine. It's the like drawings, like in-game drawings.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see. I mean, I don't know. You saw like Ender Lilies.
Yeah,
like,
it flashed
top
on there
left-hand
for a
corner.
second.
Yeah, that art style was just a little different. I think I like the old art style better, but we'll see. It's too early to judge. I really want to see the game when it actually comes out, and I'm probably gonna day one this game. Not gonna lie, guys.
When
speaking,
will that be?
yeah, speaking of, right, no release date as of right now.
Oh.
Darn it. But early access will begin as early as March 26th on Steam. But this game is being developed for PS4, 5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. So if you can wait for it, you can definitely get those on other consoles, hoping that they'll have like a physical copy through some publisher,
Yeah.
just like how they did for the original game.
So one of the games that I'm also pretty excited for is actually kind of coming up next. It's the first Dragon Quest. I'm sorry, Dragon. It's the first Monster Hunter series title that I've gotten excited about in a decade, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been pumped about a Monster Hunter game. Capcom announced that it's going to be releasing a remastered version of this 2016 3DS RPG Monster Hunter Stories. It's going to be having updated graphics, full voice acting, and additional language support. And we even have a trailer of all of that. This is kind of like the Pokemon of Capcom.
That's cute.
I think the only thing that's missing though are guns. Just if these little monsters had guns, then
I want to give this a shot. Not gonna lie, because I I don't care for like the base like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But this one is like a turn-based RPG.
Exactly.
This one's just a turn-based RPG.
Yeah, that's why I care about this
So,
one.
yeah.
Because it's turn-based RPG from Capcom. When's the last time we got one of those? 2016.
Dragon something? I don't what? It just breath what?
No. It was 2016 with Dragon Quest Monsters. I just told you.
Oh, did Capcom have a
Sucker.
hand in that?
Did I say Dragon Quest Monsters?
You said Dragon Quest again.
God, why did I say that?
What?
Monster
Capcom?
Hunter. Monster Hunter
I was
Stories.
like,
Why?
what?
Why is my brain doing this to me, guys? Does anybody else
'Cause
smell
there's a
burnt
dragon
toast?
right here. That's why.
I think you're right.
And
Yeah.
they are going on a quest, so I
Ra-
don't know.
Rathalos has
That's-
burnt some toast, and I can smell it. It's terrible. Okay. Seriously though, this game looks like it could be a lot of fun, and I'm also really excited that I might be able to play it on something other than a 3DS, which I cannot
Yeah.
capture gameplay for. So, more games leaving the 3DS, the better for me.
Oh, I'm still waiting for a couple of games to leave the 3DS. Just
Oh,
fingers
gosh.
crossed that they will come.
Let me guess,
at
let me guess.
some point.
Let me guess. I got the big one that I really want to try, but it's stuck on the DS and the 3DS.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, it's I can't remember what it's called. Ah, god dang it.
Something Historia.
Yes, Radiant Historia. Thank you. That's
I
the big
know
one.
which one you're thinking about.
It's
As
the
you
big
said,
one.
DS and 3DS.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like I've been complaining about this one for a long time.
Mhm.
Because it's widely universally acclaimed, and
Oh, that game is so good. I love that game so much.
just like that. So
It's so good. It was such a good game.
someday
Um,
I might play it, but God, it needs just one more port to just anything I can capture. I bought a new 3DS XL, and I was
Mhm.
having it modded,
Just to
and
play it?
it's busted. It showed up busted. I bought a new 3DS XL. I paid for the mod. I
Mm-hmm.
paid to have it installed. And I got really no recourse. So
Can you buy a new 3DS and then do you know what's busted about it?
do you know how much they cost now?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes, also Stellar Glow was really good. I love Stellar Glow. Love the music from Stellar Glow. Stellar Glow is like a tactical RPG from
Oh yeah.
yeah, it also had a really interesting story that kind of flips on you, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh man, there's also a bunch of Atlas games too. A bunch of the SMT titles.
The fact that I remember Stellar Glow's story should say something about it.
Wow.
Because yeah, I play a lot of games. Not a whole lot of them has real estate in my brain. So yeah. All right. So good sir.
Real
Yes.
quick, it's slated for summer of 2024, coming to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam.
It's just such a strange choice. You know what? Through all these games that we're talking about, I find a couple of them just really strange that they would do PS4 but not PS5 and PS5 but not PS4. I kind of get PS5 but not PS4 if the graphics demands it. But those games, I'm just they don't even demand PS5 graphics. Why won't you do PS4? And then this one is why won't you do PS5? I'm just so perplexed as to how they come down with these and just not both. I don't know.
Yeah.
So strange. Anywho, yeah, that's a choice. Now, this last game that we're going to talk about was actually only featured in the Japanese version of the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, the
However,
Japanese
huh?
Nintendo Direct had some pretty cool stuff, didn't it?
Yeah, they did. They did. Now, and before I hear anyone in the comment section or read anything in the comment section, oh, you missed this from the Japanese version. Listen, a lot of those games that they talk about in the Japanese version, we will probably talk about it one day if they ever give us news about a Western release.
Yeah.
This one did after the Direct, a couple of days after Direct. This one did. So we'll talk about it. And the game is called Reynatis.
Reynatis.
Reynatis. Uh,
man.
and yes, so this is a new dark action RPG from Voodoo and
Mm.
Natsume Atari. This game will be set in the streets of Shibuya, Japan, where wizards are prosecuted against by fearful normies. This is the
You
story
mean
of
muggles?
Marn. Shh, shh,
Oh, sorry,
the,
sorry.
shh, yes, yes,
They don't
yes,
like that word.
yes, those. This is a story of Marin, who is a freedom-seeking wizard, and his conflict with Sari, a officer in an organization called MEA that is dedicated to keeping wizards under control. So it is a tale of freedom versus order, as they had said. So let's take
Okay.
a look at this game.
All right, let's check this out.
Oh boy. When I saw this game, I'm like, oh my god, this is the most chuny thing I've seen in a long time.
The most what?
Chuny. It's like
Chunsoft?
no, chuny it's like I don't know how to explain what chuny is like. You know how kids always have these like make believes like in their world, and they would like play fight, and they'll write really like I don't know cringy things that they regret later on when they grow
Sure.
up. That's the
Okay.
chuny like period.
Okay.
So a lot of things that I'm seeing here is like it's like some kids like imagination, you know, some
I'm
middle
14 and this
schooler
is
fucked
deep.
this up. Yeah,
Okay.
it is very chuny. Like
Oh, yeah. This has like Jinko jeans vibes.
yeah, like all these like weird ropes and stuff, and I'm just like, but this is also in modern Japan. I'm like, why would they wear that? You know, like because it looks cool. See, that's chuny. You know, it
Yeah.
does. They don't need a reason. It's just because it looks cool. Like, yeah, this is just modern Japan with people wearing suits and normal clothes, and this lady with this like giant like wing like cape that does not make sense in this world. What the heck?
Dude looks like he watched way too much Kingdom Hearts or played too much Kingdom
This
Hearts.
game sounds like Final Fantasy 15.
Oh.
The music, you know, like the original Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
I get original Final Fantasy 15 vibe, like not the one. Hold on, let me take it back. You know how originally it was supposed to be like Final Fantasy 13 versus,
Yeah.
and it was supposed to be kind of like a Romeo and Juliet kind of situation.
Uh-huh.
This,
Okay.
yeah, with a young boy and like a kind of like an older female like counterpart.
Sure.
The worldview, the whole like me versus you kind of deal, and they're both main characters, maybe
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
clash
Okay.
of ideals.
All right. So
I'm getting versus 13 vibe, a crazy versus 13 vibe.
interesting. So I think it looks interesting.
Mhm.
Not probably my cup of tea. Just looking at it first glance. I think the word you introduced me to sums it up kinda, you know.
Chuny.
Yeah, yeah. I can kind of see that. And
Yeah.
I got some friends from like back in high school who would probably really like this. You know?
Yeah. Chuny things are usually like kind of edgy and dark and
For the sake
like,
of
you
being
know,
edgy and dark.
yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
emo kind of deal, and then like it usually also features elements that like just looks cool but has like no reason being in this world, like you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to justify it, which makes sense coming from the mind of a person who has not lived in like
The real
society.
world. Sure.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so they can just like dream up things and just like add them in even if it's out of place. Like that's another like hallmark I think of like
I don't
chuny
know.
things.
I
Yeah.
I am growing out my hair. I think if I put on some guy liner, you know, just if I could probably pull it off, man. You don't know what I've seen.
Do
You don't
you
know what I've done.
remember? Throw all your angst into the world with your next video, okay? You just gotta tell us why you don't like this country.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and the world for that matter. Do you remember like the scene style? Do you remember that? It was
Yeah.
like 2010. Yeah,
Lol,
you
so
could
random.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Just like grow your hair out and just like wear like 15 bracelets
Oh man,
and listen to all the
dude,
music with all the chords.
dude, I take me back. Seriously, I'm so ready. I'm so ready to go back.
Oh my god. All right. This game is slated for fall. International release, not the Japan release. I don't know about Japan release. But it says fall 2024. It will be published by Nisa, good old Nisa, on PS4, 5, Switch, and PC.
All right. Well, that's you know, I started off kind of like, okay, this does look a little chuny, you know. But you know, the more I talk about it, the more I'm kind of like, okay, maybe. What
Maybe.
if? What
What
if
if?
this didn't suck? We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, look, just because it's chuny doesn't mean it's gonna suck immediately.
Sure, it might take a while.
You just gotta look at the game through the lens of a 14-year-old.
You know, and I've been saying my entire life that I'm still a 14-year-old, really.
Just don't question things. You know, this
Yeah.
lady with this weird bird cape rope walking down the street and people don't even bat an eye. Like, why do they need to dress like this and not just like regular police officer outfit?
Because it's the uniform, Baku. It's tradition. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't get it. We eat what we like. Okay, so that about covers it for all the new games that were announced. I have one small piece of industry news that we should probably go over, and it's because Nintendo done slighted my boy again. All right, guys. Yep, you probably saw this. You probably heard about it, and you're probably just as every bit as angry. And hang on, let me let me do this something here. I gotta here. You're probably just as angry and angsty as I am. Gotta get my hair in my eyes there. There we go. Nailed it.
You just need an emo shirt at this point.
Just
Like, I want you to get an emo. Like, tell me how angry you are with your T-shirt from Hot Topic.
I'm so angry. So like it doesn't even quite fit me right, and you know, and I like when I have my hair that is the flippy thing, but you know, when I get it done at the salon by my mom, by her stylist, she doesn't cut it right, and I just can't quite flip my hair the way I like it. You know, that's
Can you make
No.
a SuperDerek rage quit T-shirt in emo style so that we can
Just
get
rage responsibly.
yeah rage.
Okay, but seriously, okay, I gotta move on with this news because it's very important.
Yes.
Okay, Nintendo of Japan had their Nintendo Direct, and in it they announced that coming to the Nintendo Switch Online was my boy Mother 3, the most emo game of all time. The most emo, and that hurt me personally. Okay, the fact that they got it in Japan, but not here in the United States. What the Baku? What the man? What the what the actual?
are your feelings hurt?
I-
want to
I
talk
just
about it?
you know. I'll talk about it with my therapist later. Okay. So I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this, man. We'll get through this together. Okay. So the man. So because all of my fellow angry Mother 3 fans are similarly just so fucking pissed that they took to Twitter, as one does when they are angry. You take to Twitter and you shame Reggie Fils-Aimé. And you tweet at Shigesato Itoi and you say, "Hey, where's my Mother 3?" And Shigesato Itoi has politely and kindly told people to knock it off, and to contact Nintendo if they want this localized in the West, because it is not his decision. So seriously, this is a PSA. Stop messing. Stop messing with Shigesato Itoi.
Stop messing with Itoi. Yeah.
And similarly, Reggie Fils-Aimé is no longer the head of Nintendo of America. So stop bugging him about it too. Please.
His tweet was hilarious.
It is kind of a meme at this point.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's clearly who do we blame? Who do you blame, Baku?
Well, you know,
Well, you're
I feel like
wrong because it's actually Doug Bowser. it's that son of a bitch. Okay,
Yes.
it's that guy, and we need to shame Doug Bowser on Twitter, not Shigesato Itoi, not Reggie Fils. Actually, guys, I'm just kidding. Do not.
Yeah.
Don't.
Don't don't go.
It is a lost cause for real.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've made a video documenting all of the reasons why that we are never getting Mother 3. Mother 3 in the West. And it's not because I don't want us to get it. Man, it would be incredible if we did. I would be so happy.
You would love to be wrong.
That's why I made the video, to jinx myself.
Yeah.
But I've made a video talking about the reasons why we will never get Mother 3 in the West. And and there are a myriad of reasons. Could you imagine gosh, my hair looks terrible.
just have this emo. Just do full emo.
Yeah,
just commit.
Just commit to the bit. No,
Yeah, commit to the bit.
okay, fine. Okay, we're going. We're doing it.
We're doing full emo. Yes.
All right.
And
So
it's like your hair like every like 3 seconds because it's clearly blocking your face.
Okay. So anyways,
Look what you've
I'm just
done
distracted.
to
I know.
Derek
I've destroyed
Nintendo.
it. You see look what you've done to my hair, Nintendo.
Look what
I
you've
can't even wear
done
my
to-
Lucas Do anymore. That's how canceled Mother 3 is in the West. I can't even wear my hair like Lucas anymore, and that makes me depressed. So but for real. It's not happening. I wish it was, but for real, if you want to find out the reasons, and there are some really good reasons why Nintendo will not touch that with a 10-foot pole, especially like maybe in 2006 they could have gotten away with it. There was like this little narrow window of opportunity, like where it could have politically slid under the radar. But at this point, everybody would jump at Nintendo because they would have to either heavily censor it, and they'd have all the crazy censorship nuts just tear them to shreds over it.
Yeah.
Or they would have the left wing like really angry about it, or the right wing really, really angry about like representation of like different kinds of people, because culturally it's just different. Okay. And it's, oh my God. And it's also, got this, a lot of anti-establishment, capitalistic undertones. They're actually kind of overtones of the story if you really analyze it. But yeah, there's so much going on in that game. It's a great game, but it is guaranteed to piss off so many people that Nintendo is better off just burying it at this point. And you already have the best version that there is, and that is the fan translation, completely unfettered by Western whatevers that you might care about. Censors sticking their fingers in things, or just do that, or learn Japanese and read it yourself.
Oh yeah, totally learn Japanese. You can do it in like 3 days.
I took a online course once, and now I'm basically Japanese.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it takes.
日本語が少しわかります。でもまだ上手じゃありません。See? I that's all I know.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
All you need.
Yep.
If you just say that in Japan, they would just be so in awe. That's like, wow.
すみません。¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our next section, because that was it for industry news.
Yay!
Just PSA. Stop bugging people about it. it's never gonna happen. Stop trying to make Mother 3 happen. And I am, for clarity, falling on my own sword for you guys, jinxing myself again just to make it happen. Okay, just to
you guys can bug Derek to play an East game. That might happen. So yeah, totally bug somebody. Just the people who can't actually do something about it, you know?
all right.
Like
Let's.
Derek.
You know, I think I was gonna move us along to another section here. Where
What's the other section?
yeah, this is responding to super chats and in the outro. We actually got a few super chats in over the course of our night. Apparently, people really like me cussing and stuff with this fucking button. You know, that's pretty great. So Eagle Knights started with shame, Derek. Shame. Finish East 1 at least.
No, finish East 1 and 2 at least.
No,
East 1
no,
is just
no,
a
no.
prelude of East 2. It's 3 hours long. It's the shortest little thing.
Perfect. I'll play the first one, and that's all I need to do. I could take care of that in like a lunch break.
You probably can. East 1 is stupid short. When I finished, I'm like, that's it? That's the whole game? Like, what? No, it can't be. What's going on? That's one whole game?
Maybe I'll just play East 2 just to mess with y'all. Next up, we got one from Still Alive who says, "Hey dudes, I'm playing through Legend of Dragoon for the first time ever on PlayStation 5.
Oh,
Congratulations on
nice.
taking that
Hey.
important step. And was wondering if you guys had any tips to deal multi-hit combos. They can be tricky to pull off flawlessly, and that is tricky. Okay, the fact of the matter is you're playing on a PlayStation 5 that has a built-in difficulty mode just because of the latency of the display you're playing on. So you got a couple of options. I would recommend if you're playing on a TV, stop. Play on a monitor, maybe. You know, because so many TVs just have like built-in like 2-3 frames of lag just built into the processing of the signal. Sometimes you can get it down a little bit by putting it in game mode, but honestly, if you really want to do it, just connect it up to a monitor. Preferably a CRT would be great if you have a CRT with HDMI input, but even those have some lag due to the processing involved in processing HDMI signals. So honestly, if you could, I don't know how far you are, but if you could instead play on a PlayStation on a CRT, your life will be dramatically improved. There are equips that you can eventually get in Legend of Dragoon that will automatically complete your combos for you. But they have a cost associated with that, and like a trade-off in like total damage, I think. So like your attack power decreases by like 30%, but it'll auto complete your most complex attacks or something, and they won't level up or something. It's something like that. And I ended up, when I played on my PlayStation 3, had to resort to some of that as well. Yeah. So the other thing you can do is just not rely overly much on the really long, complex ones, and just do like Volcano and Burning Rush and, you know, Spinning Cane, you know, the standard like 2, 3, 4 hit ones. And eventually maybe you can work your way up to some of those like harder to do ones, but it's just it's tricky. You know, lag has made that game harder than it ever was before. Display latency rather.
Wow. Yeah. I can't imagine playing like a rhythm game with that kind of, like, can you imagine?
I mean, I
Like-
used to play Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3 were
with lag?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you would plug it into one of those it's like 720p monitors with component inputs, and if you played in progressive scan, like they had built-in lag testers basically, where you would like try to you would strum along in time with like the thing in order to kind of gauge how many milliseconds of lag you had.
Calibration.
Yeah, you would have to
Yeah,
calibrate it.
calibration.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's what this game needed. They needed calibration.
Well, I mean, I don't think that was ever a consideration back in the PlayStation era, but yeah, that's what it could really use. Oh,
Mhm.
oh, the other thing
Oh,
you can do. Okay,
yes.
you're playing on PlayStation 5. I was gonna say if you're playing on classic hardware on a modern TV, a frame meister also is a good way to do it. Or not a frame meister, but like
Frame
a retro
Meister.
tink,
Oh, okay.
an upscaler. A dedicated upscaler is also a better way. It's going to be faster, lower latency um, than doing like your TV's built-in upscaler. But it sounds like you're on PlayStation 5.
Hmm.
So maybe make sure you're playing on your TV's native resolution, so it doesn't have to do any additional up-resing or downscaling or whatever. I don't know. That's as
Hmm.
much as I can think of from like a technical perspective. Um, but otherwise, it's tricky.
Interesting. I am glad I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, it sucks to stream that game, dude.
Oh my
Especially because
god.
I play off my preview monitor.
Hmm.
Whenever I play games, I play off of the OBS preview,
Hmm.
so it's got
I
like all
see.
kinds of lag built in. Um, okay, next question also comes from Still Alive, who says,
Hmm.
"Guess this isn't really an RPG, but have either of you played Arzette, the CDI Zelda inspired indie game?
I have not played it,
Arzette. Me
but
neither.
I have seen it. It's basically it looks like better looking Zelda 2
Yeah, Zelda
with
for
yeah
CDI. It looks they even got like the smudginess of it kind of right. It's
with the Zelda cartoon cut-ins. I
yeah.
I thought I'm like, is this supposed to be a meme game or were they for real? Like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
this is pretty incredible.
very confused by this.
Yeah, cuz I'll share my preview here, my
Yeah.
screen. And if I go here, can you see it? Okay, yeah. So this is Arzette.
Hmm.
Yep, and that's like one of the things one of the ah yep, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
I've never heard of it.
Probably not my cup of tea, but I do think it's pretty cool.
You know, when I was in college for game design, one of the things that I got like excited about was the idea of creating a remake of a game that failed. Um,
Oh, okay.
and the one that I actually chose as my project was to remake a game based off of the Wind of Gamelon
Hmm.
for CDI, and featuring Zelda as the protagonist, but actually like making it good.
Mhm.
And I had some pretty cool ideas, and so I've got kind of a soft spot for those CDI Zelda games. So that's kind of interesting. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Next up, Eagle Knight says, "Shame, Derek, shame, not turning on your deck." Yeah,
Shame.
yeah.
Shame.
Still haven't turned it
Shame.
on. Oh, look, it's Baku and me.
Shame.
Yep, that's
Shame.
I feel very ashamed. Um I have some specific use cases for this, but I can't like play the game when I leave the house cuz like I don't carry stuff like this with me anywhere. I don't have
Mhm.
backpacks. But
Maybe you should get a backpack.
maybe I'll get an LTT backpack or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I have no use for like a $200 backpack. Um
Other
so
than to carry your system.
and then Eagle Knight also gave us a couple bucks here, donating to the Mother 3 swear jar.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Swear away.
All right. Thank you very much. And with that, we've reached the end of our super chats. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, give it a like or a thumbs up on whatever platform you listen to. I don't know if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes. Is iTunes even still a thing?
Does
Like,
iTunes do a thing?
is it Apple Music or Apple Podcasts?
Hmm.
I think it's
I
Apple
actually don't know.
Podcasts now, so I don't know.
I don't
Anyways,
Apple, so I have no idea.
yep. All right, guys. Well, I'll see ya all on the other side. Baku, have you got any final thoughts for the people?
No thoughts. Just go play some games. Enjoy your night.
All right, stop shaming Reggie Fils-Aimé on Twitter and leave Leave Shigasato Itoi alone. Have a good night, guys.